Hi everybody, welcome to Story Station. My name is Sandy and we have a great story about some farm animals today. The story is called Oink. I'm wondering what farm animal says that. I bet you know. What is it? Is it a rooster? A cat? A pig! You're right. Oink! And look at those pigs. They look pretty satisfied. They look pretty happy. They look like they might be sleeping. Before we start our story, let's get our bodies ready. Can you open your eyes really, really big so you can see all the pictures? And turn up your ears. The volume needs to be nice and loud. And last but not least, get your voice box ready by opening it up so you can tell me all of the sounds these animals make when we turn the pages together. And now let's sing our parts of the book. The title's on the front, the title's on the front. Hi-ho, biblio, the title's on the front. The author writes the words, the author writes the words. Hi-ho, biblio, the author writes the words. The illustrator draws, the illustrator draws. Hi-ho, biblio, the illustrator draws. The spine binds the book, the spine binds the book. Hi-ho, biblio, the spine binds the book. And now it's time to read, and now it's time to read. Hi-ho, biblio, and now it's time to read. So this title, Oink, has a punctuation mark at the end. Do you remember what that's called? It's a question mark. I'm wondering why the author decided to call it Oink, like they're asking a question. Maybe these pigs don't say oink. Maybe they say something else. What do you think they might say? You think they might say, ee-aw? Do you think they might talk like real people? I don't know. We're going to have to read it to find out. So here we go. The author is Margie Palatini, and the illustrator is Henry Cole. And we're so grateful to Simon & Schuster for allowing us to read this story. Look at all these vegetables. Where do you think you can find those? I know you can find them in the market. You can find some of them in your refrigerator. But do you know that a lot of these grow on a farm? So I have a feeling that the setting, the place where the story takes place, might be at the farm. Let's see if we're right. Here we go. Thomas and Joseph were pigs. They were sloppy, they were lazy, and they were dirty. And they were happy. Oink, said Thomas. Oink, agreed Joseph. The pigs were very content. Their neighbors were not as happy. They were not content. So content means they were not happy about the way things were. That place is a pigsty, clucked one hen to the other. Disgraceful. Disgraceful, said the second hen with a knowing nod. Untidy and very untidy. Lazy is what they are, said the rabbit, not a green to be seen in that pig slop. And a garden is just a hop away. And they stink, added the duck. My pond is downwind from those two. Disgraceful, said the first hen. Untidy, said the second hen. Lazy, said the rabbit. Pee-you, said the duck. Thomas and Joseph cared not one whit of what was whispered. Oink, said Thomas. Oink, said Joseph. They were happy. They were very content. But their neighbors were not happy or content, and they wanted something done about those pigs, and they wanted it done now. A dab or two of fresh paint on that place would not be so bad, said the first hen to the second hen. Not so bad, said the second to the first. A diet of fresh vegetables would do them a world of good, said the rabbit. A bath is what they really need, if you ask me, concluded the duck. So the neighbors made a plan. I love the way the duck is holding his bar of soap and the rabbit has his carrot. The next day, the hen and the rabbit and the duck walked over to Thomas and Joseph. They clucked, they quacked, they tisked chicken. Pardon me, said the first hen, but you pigs look terribly sad. Sad, 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 said the other neighbors. Oink, said Thomas. Oink, said Joseph. There's a question mark after oink. I'm wondering why they use a question mark. Do you think the pigs were sad? I myself am always happy being neat and tidy, said the hen. Happy, so happy, said the other chicken. Perhaps if you paint your fence, you would be much more cheerful. Thomas and Joseph did not think painting a fence would make them all that happier. They were cheerful now. But the hens insisted. They gave the two pigs their brushes and a bucket of white paint. Oink, said Thomas. Oink, said Joseph. Dim-witted, whispered the first hen to the second. They are very dumb pigs. I don't think they know what to do. Clueless, agreed the other. We will just have to show them. And so they did. Up and down across, up and down across. Thomas and Joseph tried. This way, that way, sideways, sideways, that way, this way. Stop! You're making a mess, cried the first hen. A mess, cried the other hen. They cannot paint, said the first hen to the second. We can do it much better. Shoo, said the chickens to the pigs, and the hens began painting the fence themselves. Who's doing all the work? Do you think the pigs care? Up, down, across, up, down, across. As the hens painted, the rabbit hopped over to Thomas and Joseph. I think some crisp lettuce and crunchy carrots would bring smiles to your faces. Oink, said Thomas. Oink, said Joseph. The pigs were not at all certain a carrot could make them grin, but the rabbit insisted. She handed them each a basket and told them to go over to the garden and pick some vegetables for dinner. Tramp, stamp, yank, yank, squish. The rabbit was most distraught. The pigs were ruining the radishes and destroying the cabbages. Scoot, scoot, she said to Thomas and Joseph. Insufferable hogs. She grabbed the baskets and began gathering the vegetables herself. Those pigs didn't know how to go quietly and calmly through the garden to pick vegetables. Hip hop, pull, pull, pull. And as the hens painted and the rabbits gathered, the duck waddled his way over to Thomas and Joseph. What you fellows need is a good long soap in some clear, clean water. Oink, said Thomas. Oink, said Joseph. Sure, said the duck. Dig yourselves a little water hole right here. Nothing beats a swim on a hot day. What are they thinking? Do you think they're going to like this idea better than picking vegetables or painting a fence? Do you think they need a nice clean bath? Being fond of mud baths, Thomas and Joseph were not convinced a water hole would be all that refreshing. But the duck insisted. He brought out a shovel and he showed them how it was done. Dig, lift, dump. Dig, lift, dump. Thomas and Joseph took a turn. They couldn't dig, they couldn't lift, and they couldn't dump. Move it! Clear out, declared the duck. He grabbed the shovel and began digging the hole himself. Dig, lift, dump. Dig, lift, dump. Up, down, across, hip, hop, pull, pull, pull. The hens and the rabbit and the duck worked all day. I'm exhausted, sighed the hen, dropping the brush. Exhausted, said the second, dropping the bucket. Don't have a hip or a hop left in me, agreed the rabbit. I am completely pooped, said the duck, dragging the last pail of water to the hole. But they were happy. They were content. The fence was painted, the vegetables were picked, and the hole was dug and filled with clear, clean water. The four admired their work. Those pigs could not have done it without us, clucked the hens. They don't know the first thing about painting a fence. Couldn't pick one leaf of lettuce without me, giggled the rabbit. Never even figured how to use a shovel, snickered the duck. The four began to laugh and laugh and laugh. And then they stopped laughing. They looked at Thomas and Joseph. Crunch, munch, splish, splash, chuckle, chuckle. You know, said the hen, I don't think they were as dumb as we thought they were. Not so dumb, said the hen. Not so dumb, said the rabbit. Maybe, said the duck, but I still say those two are a couple of big stinkers. Oink, said Thomas. Oink, agreed Joseph. I hope you like that story. It seems like the hen and the rabbit and the duck wanted these pigs to change. Did they change? I think they were still stinky. They did get some vegetables. They had a nice clean fence, and they had a little bit of a mud bath with some water. But did they do any of the work? None! They were content before those four animals came along. They were content after they came along. I don't know if it made any difference to them whatsoever. But those four animals really wanted to change these pigs. They were pretty content, though, to be who they were. I hope you enjoyed our story, and we'll see you next time on Story Station. Bye-bye.